G'day, welcome back to another video. In this video we'll be changing the shock oil in the rear shocks on this Black Edition Grasshopper 2 and installing a fan on the TBLE-04S speed controller. Putting a little year racing fan on there. The reason I'm running the fan is because it's got the Super Stock RZ motor. Now they're 23 turn, and of course the specs on the speed controller are only down to a 25 turn. Which is probably usually fine, but you might run into overheating issues. So I figure since it's raining outside anyway, yeah, awesome. I might as well spend my time putting a fan on the ESC, so when I do get to run it, won't have any overheating issues. So I'll be using the little Yeah Racing YA0180 Tornado high-speed cooling fan. And the reason I'm using this is because I had a couple handy for some reason. Now when we come to put the fan on, it's a 30mm fan. I think it should take a 20, the standard ESC really needs a 25mm. So the mounting holes are, if you can see them in there, the mounting holes are 20mm apart, whereas on the fan they're 25mm apart. So I could only use one screw. It's rock solid, it's not going to go anywhere. I mean, if you get some damage through the front that takes the fan out, you've got pretty big problems anyway. So I've got the fan mounted on there just with one screw. Now you can't use the supplied screws because they're 3mm by 16. You need a 3mm by 14mm. Otherwise you start drilling into the ESC. And just plug it into the receiver there in a spare slot. And off you go, we got power. There we go, the fan fits on quite nicely, looking good. So we'll try the body on. And beautiful, doesn't stick up too far. So if the ESC is in front of the driver, it's good, and if it's behind the driver, it's good. It's all good. Now another thing I wanted to do was rotate the motor, because as you can see the spring rubs on the negative wire there, and we can't really have that. So I've rotated the motor. And it still hits the terminal, but it's not too bad. As you can see, it's worse when the gearbox kicks up from the front. They all do that. Ah well. Anyway, it's not hitting the wire, so it's all good. And now I'll get onto the rear shocks. So what I did with these is, this one, still got the Tamiya soft oil in it there. And the other one, I've got some TLR, Team Losi Racing 17.5, which is the lightest oil I've got. That's a silicon oil. So I've got this one with a standard Tamiya oil in it, and you can hear air in there, but it is quite stiff. Now the other one, I've got the Losi silicon oil in there, nice and smooth. So that'll be us, I reckon. So I'll fill up all the rest of them the same way and see how it is. So that's our rears done. Pretty good. So I'll pop them on the car and see how they go. They are still hard, but I think they're better. It's hard to tell. Maybe they'd be better with no oil in them. Now the fronts, I'm not even sure if I'm going to worry about it. They're not too bad. As you can see, it still bounces. But it's not too bad. It's got a battery in it. It's only a small pack though, but there is one in it. Yeah, I think I'm going to leave the front. I reckon they'll be fine. And the back, I'm just putting that down to bad suspension design. They're fine if you squeeze them, but for it to operate, they're not that good. And they still rub on the motor. So I think it's a case of, it is what it is. So I had a spring spacer in each one of the rear shocks. So I've taken them out. There's nothing at all in there now. So just run it how it is. I think it'll be alright. It's a Grasshopper. It's never going to handle well. It's always going to be fun though. So yeah, that's him. Front might need spacers actually. It's a little bit soft on the front. There we go. Beautiful. It's good enough for us. So now it's got the fan in there, we can hopefully won't have any overheating problems because of the Super Stock RZ. And we'll get it out and give it a run in a couple of days, I guess. I was going to run it today and get a before and after of the shocks and stuff, but it's raining all day. Always the way. Alrighty, so that's it. Just a quick one today. Yeah, if you liked the video, give it a thumb up. If you're new here, subscribe, that'd be awesome. And catch you later.